Hello, this is Chad Middleton from Vision Counseling and Vocational Consulting. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina, where we help by providing vocational evidence to support your inability to work. We're nationally certified. We're licensed in the state of South Carolina to provide vocational evaluation services to support your TDIU claim, workers' compensation claim, and even Social Security disability claims, okay? I want to do a quick video today about evidence. Evidence is needed for the VA to substantiate your claim for disability. For instance, for you to be awarded VA disability benefits, they must determine whether or not your condition is service connected. So how do they determine that? They go back and look at your service medical records, and they explore issues, problems, symptoms, limitations, disabilities that you have while in the military. If they find that you have been injured or there is some evidence of an injury of some sort while in the military, they then set up a C&P exam to assess the severity of your said service-connected condition. Now, if they determine that your condition is not service-connected, you won't be awarded benefits. But if you are if they determine that you have a service-connected condition, now they set up a C&P exam to identify how severe your condition is, okay? And if your condition is severe enough and it warrants compensation, they will then give you a service-connected disability rating, okay? Now, in order to move the process along, they have to have evidence. You can't just say, you know, I got injured, I was in a tanking accident, or Humvee flipped over in the military and I had a TBI. Well, you can say that, but if that actually happened, they're looking for some incident report, some hospital admissions, some type of lay statement from someone that actually experienced it, or some medical record from the military to support what you're saying as being service connected. Okay, so evidence is very important to substantiate any claim for disability. If you don't have the evidence, don't take it personally. The VA is not going to award service-connected disability rating. So when we're talking about evidence in a vocational evaluation report, I am going to need evidence to support you not being able to work, all right? Part of what I get is your story, all right? In a consultation, you share with me your story, jobs that you've had, problems that you have with your disability, problems that you have in your personal life, things that you're unable to do. There is a part that is coming directly from your experience today. But the other part that is most important is the evidence that I use to substantiate your claim, okay? Those types of evidence include your VA award letters, all right? So if you have an award letter, if you've been awarded service-connected disability, the VA is going to give you an award letter. They're going to identify what your rating is, if it's increased, if it's decreased, why they determine that your condition warrants compensation, and they're going to list all of the specifiers or why they granted your 30, your 50, your 10, your 0%, your 70% disability condition. All right? That award letter can be used as evidence because it is verifying that you have been awarded disability, and they're also admitting or sharing what your limitations are in that letter. So that's great. But most importantly, it's very helpful for you to provide me medical documentation. Okay. I always like to say to my vets that if you're complaining of problems, especially medical problems, you need to have evidence of you being seen or treated by a physician, some type of mental health provider, some type of medical doctor, um, someone that is that is documenting the treatment that you're being provided. Okay. So if you are coming for a vocational evaluation, please be prepared to share with me some type of medical documentation. All right. Your award letters is important because your award letters are referring to a medical examination, which is your CMP exam. All right. Your CMP exam is a medical evaluation where they are assessing your disabilities and they are doing a questionnaire to rate what your disability condition will be. Okay, so as far as evidence is concerned, when it comes to a vocational evaluation, I'm going to need your VA award letters. I would definitely love to have your CMP evaluations or your DBQs. I prefer DBQs over the award letter. Why? Because your award letter is not signed by a doctor. It's just an automatically generated letter from the VA highlighting what the DBQ or the CMP examination actually stated. All right, I can use the award letter, but the DBQ is actually signed by PhD, psychiatrist, some medical doctor that is performing the examination. All right, so when I refer to my vocational evaluation report, it's going to cite what this doctor says about your limitations. And as a vocational expert, I want to translate these limitations into your ability to work. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, when we start this vocational evaluation, I want you to be proactive in trying to get as much medical documentation as possible so that I could list the medical evidence that I'm considering. And I also want to cite the medical records in my vocational evaluation report. The report is not going to be made up of what you say. The report is not going to be made up solely of what I feel and what I believe. But what the report will identify is what these doctors have said about your limitations, whether you're walking with a cane, walking with a walker, using an orthotic device, whether or not you're having nightmares, whether or not you're having difficulty working with people, whether or not, you could do certain types of limitations or not. This type of information will be translated into the vocational evaluation report. So it's very important that if you're considering a vocational evaluation report by Vision Counseling, that you have evidence to support your disabilities. Okay? You have to have some medical reports, and it's very important for you to seek those medical documentations. Now, I don't need records from 1981. All right. That's old and it's outdated. If you're giving me your your service medical records, I really don't need the service medical records. All right. But what I do need is something that is going to explain what some of your limitations are as it pertains to work. Okay. I want to have the vocational evaluation to be a history or a record of your employment, problems you're having with past jobs, and problems that you're having with your current service-connected disabilities, and the results of those disabilities on your ability to work. Okay? So if you're a subscriber to my channel, to this channel, please be proactive. Go ahead and contact the VA regional office and request copies of your disabilities benefits questionnaires. Okay. Some of my veterans that I'm doing reports on don't know what a DBQ is. A DBQ is simply the examination that was conducted prior to you getting your rating decision. Okay. It's a disabilities benefits questionnaire where the examiner, which is a doctor of some sort, is examining the severity of your conditions. They take this DBQ, they send it to the VA regional office, and someone at the regional office looks at this medical documentation, this evidence, and they send you an award letter. Okay. So not only do I need that award letter, it would be great to have, I got to have it. It will be essential if you can get that disabilities benefits questionnaire, some type of medical documentation from a private doctor, some type of medical documentation from the VA hospital, or anyone that could substantiate problems that you're having with your service-connected disabilities. All right? I will not use any evidence that is related to any non-service connected condition. I'm not doing it. All right? Now the report becomes mute. It's not even credible, because if I'm using any non-service connected condition in my report, the VA can say, well, it's because of your blood pressure, which is not service connected. That's included in this report that renders you unemployable. So I won't mention things that are not service connected. But what I will use is evidence of those things that are service connected and how these service connected conditions affect your ability to work. Okay? Evidence is what the VA uses to get you service connected. Evidence is what vision counseling and vocational consulting uses to support your inability to work. No evidence with the VA, no service connected disability. No evidence with this vocational expert, no vocational evaluation report. Okay? So, guys that are listening to the channel, those of you that are considering a vocational evaluation report, start requesting your DBQs at the VA. Okay? Start collecting those medical documentation. So by the time we have a consultation, you can say, Chad, I already got it. I'm ready to send it. Okay? You can say, Chad is on its way. I made a request 2 months ago, and they said it's going to take at least 3 months before I can get it. So it's on the way. Use your service organizations also. AMVETS, American Legion, PVA, Paralyzed Veterans of America. Use those representatives also to get access to some of those DBQs that's in your file. Okay? So many of you may have questions about, Chad, where do I get it? Chad, where can I find a DBQ? All you have to do is request it. All right? There's no way you can have a service-connected condition without a DBQ being in your file. Some of you have multiple DBQs. All right? You started off at 30%. They did a DBQ to get you at 30. You did an increase in your rating, and they now have you at 50%. They did a DBQ for your 50%. And now you filed for an increase in your rating again 2 years later, and now you're at 70%. They're going to set you up for a CMP exam. They're going to do a DBQ. All right? If you want to give me all 3 of those DBQs, it'll be definitely helpful, because they are signed by doctors, credible people that support your limitations. Now notice, check this out. The examiner is not supposed to make an opinion about your ability to work. Let me say that again. The examiner is instructed by the VA to make no comment about your ability to work. Okay? They're only citing your limitations. So this is why the vocational expert is so important. I make the comment about your ability to work. And with this comment, based on these limitations, I translate these limitations into jobs and what they require. Okay? Jobs require people. Some jobs require people. Some jobs require heavy lifting. Some jobs require constant pushing and pulling. Some jobs require climbing ladders and steps. Some jobs requiring you working outside in the heat. Some jobs require for you to sit down for prolonged periods of time. All right. But if you have limitations in your ability to do any of those things, now I eliminate those jobs from your ability to work. And now I can make a comment about your ability to find any jobs based on these limitations. All right. Evidence is what I need. I appreciate y'all for going, just listening to these types of videos, because I want you to understand the value of a vocational expert report, vocational evaluation report. It is extremely valuable for someone with my credentials, someone with my experience, to state whether or not you can go to work. Now, let me say this. If I feel like I can find you jobs, there are jobs available that I can identify that will support your limitations, I won't do an evaluation. All right. I won't do an evaluation. Ethically, I would not say that you can't work if I believe that you could. Okay. So if you're thinking that applying for TDIU, or if you have applied and have been denied, it's usually because you don't have evidence to support you can't work. All right. If you want to get in contact with us, get in contact with us, no matter where you are in the United States, in the world for that matter. Get on the schedule so we can have an initial consultation, or we can have you participate in a webinar where you can ask as many questions as possible about your particular situation and how it is we may be able to help you. All right. I realize I can't help everybody, and some people get TDIU without a vocational evaluation report. They do. The evidence is just that strong. Some people get a straight up 100% P&T rating based on the severity of their conditions. Totally get it. But if you've been denied, if you don't want to go through the ins and outs of getting denied and having to appeal and coming back later, start off with getting a vocational evaluation report. Go ahead and put in your intent to file, because you have a year to go through that process of filing. Talk to us and find out how can we help you get TDIU benefits. All right. If you want to know information about how much it costs and all this other stuff, you can go to our website, or you can call the office or email us. All right. But I wanted to do this video about evidence. Okay. Evidence. You're going to have to get me evidence. And some of my older veterans, I know you're having problems getting some of these PDFs and going into these websites and downloading. I know you're having problems with that sometimes. That's fine. That is fine. Get your cousin, a little nephew, your grandson, get them to help you get onto some of these websites and get your personal medical documentation downloaded into a PDF document and sent to us so that we can review it. All right. If you want to send us snail mail and put it in a FedEx file or USPS, send it to us. You can do that as well. All right. But I thank you for listening. I thank you for tuning into this channel. We're here to help as much as we possibly can. There are not a lot of vocational experts that do this work that we do. And I recognize that there are people that do vocational evaluation reports. I don't know how successful they are. I really don't. I don't know their credentials. I don't know their rate, or how much they charge. I have no idea. But I do know I've worked for over 12 years with the VA. I've worked as a vocational rehabilitation counselor with the VA. I've worked in this capacity in the rehab counseling field for over 20 years, and I'm certified and licensed as a counselor. So, and a rehabilitation counselor as well. So, utilize this experience while we're providing this documentation while you can, so that you can get these benefits. All right. God bless you. I didn't intend for this video to be as long, but I'm glad that you were able to sit through it. Give a call, give our office a call, set up an initial consultation. Be ready to start the process for an assessment, a vocational assessment, where we look at all your medical records. And then after that, if we can agree and we have everything we need, we can go to a vocational evaluation report. All right. Thank y'all for listening to me. Thank y'all for tuning in to our channel. Like, subscribe, share this with another vet. Share it with your service organization. All right. I think if they knew these services were out there, they would probably be recommending people like us to help you with your TDIU claim. But a lot of people don't know about TDIU. A lot of people don't know about what it is we do. So share it, especially those of you that have got your TDIU benefits already with the help of vocational evaluation report, or even make a comment on our channel. All right. But God bless you. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to hearing from you guys and seeing another video from me real soon. God bless you.